Moving on now, India's leading food delivery company Zomato has made a stellar debut on Dalal Street today. The stock opened at 116 rupees on the National Stock Exchange, 53% higher than expected. Now the listing price on the Bombay Stock Exchange was at 115 rupees, a 51% jump over its issue price. Zomato's initial public offering had received a strong response from investors, even generating a bid worth 2 trillion rupees, as was subscribed over 38 times last week. The issue price was 72 to 76 rupees per piece. Zomato has therefore kicked off, remember, essentially first as a rebranded version of the food directory services by the name of Foodie Bay. It was started by Deepinder Goyal and Pankaj Chadha in 2008. So let's now go across to our consulting editor, Business Today. Abha Bakaya is now joining us. Abha, first, welcome to the Business Today. And now, of course, a big news coming in for Zomato. How big should it be considered? Because for people who are not following these specific updates, what does this day mean?
What an exciting day. It's been a fabulous listing. I mean, first of all, it was preponed. Remember, markets have been on a high, and it was great timing for Zomato, even in terms of the subscription numbers that we had been getting in, especially from retail investors, not just from qualified institutions. We had an immense response. Everyone wanting to be part of this story, and clearly it's caught the fancy of the investor. Let me just take you through some of those numbers because they're fantastic, in fact. Soaring 82%, in fact, after opening, 116 rupees in pre-open. We had a 53% premium to the offer price coming in as well. And to make that simple terminology, it's valued the company at close to about $12 billion. So that gives you a sense of the kind of scale that we're seeing here. It's backed, of course, by Ant Group. It's backed also by InfoEdge, some of the key stakeholders, the founders themselves now, of course, looking at starting a whole new journey after this phenomenal listing coming in. Deepinder Goyal, in fact, has been very clear that it's a long-term game for Zomato. He said that even in his letter that's come out to investors and to, of course, everyone, to the public right now, talking about how he's looking at a 10-year window and really wants to build this to scale. So this is just the beginning. He's, very often spoken about how Zomato and Swiggy are both great companies in the food delivery space, and the market there as well is huge, according to estimates in food delivery. In fact, some estimates place it at about 4.2 billion, as an overall market as well. So lots of scope to grow there. And SoftBank, of course, backs Swiggy, and that's their other main competitor. If you remember, Swiggy just raised money in the private market as well, close to about $1.5 billion coming in there. So they're gearing up, and they're addressing those concerns around valuations by saying, listen, this doesn't stop here. We're only just getting started. So all of you that were worried that you've subscribed to Zomato, it's looking expensive, a lot of, market men really debating whether or not it made sense to get in. It's not just about listing day. It's really about what they make of this going forward. That's the big story, really. And, Deepinder Goyal also tweeting shortly after listing, saying this isn't a historic moment. We're back to work. We're getting going with our plans, and he's always said, we don't take
really
things lightly.
being created with what Zomato has achieved. Thank you so much, Abha. Do watch out for all the special updates that will soon be coming from Abha Bakaya.